Hey guys, it's Rachel, and today I have an extra special video for you guys, but more on that in just a little bit. Today we are making this really cool Monster High Great Scarrier Reef inspired cake, and you can see it's kind of got this oceany beach feel to it. And this video is an extra special one because it is a collaboration with two other YouTubers. This is also with Jessie from Jessie Paege and Hannah from Cute Polish, and we are all making Great Scarrier Reef inspired creations. Cute Polish is going to do some adorable Monster High themed nail art. It's so cool, you guys. You have to check out her tutorial. And then Jessie is doing some awesome DIYs. And big thank you to Mattel for sponsoring this video and making this collaboration possible. The two of them actually got to come out to my studio and we all got to have a Great Scarrier Reef inspired party, and we kind of shared our creations. Hannah did some nail art too that is really cool. So overall we just had a great time, and I'll show you guys some vlog footage of that at the end of this video. But right now let me go ahead and teach you guys how to make this cake now, and let's get started. First off, for our yellow cake, you're going to need 3 cups of flour. Add in 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and just give that a mix. Now in a separate bowl, you're going to need 2 sticks of softened butter, and just get that nice and creamy. Then you're going to add in 2 cups of sugar, and just mix that through until it gets nice and light and fluffy. This is my favorite yellow cake recipe. It makes a really moist cake that's still super fluffy, and I promise this is a foolproof recipe, so it's great especially for a beginner baker. Now we're going to add in 4 room temperature eggs, and you're going to beat after each addition. And then you're going to add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And again, just mix that in. Now we're going to alternate adding our dry ingredients and 1 cup of room temperature milk. So I'm going to add in about half of the dry ingredients and just start mixing that in. Then I'm going to add in all of my milk and just keep mixing. Then we're going to finish it off with the rest of the dry ingredients, and again just mix that in. And I always like to finish off the mixing by using a spoon. This way I make sure I don't overbeat my batter. Now we're going to evenly divide this between 3 6-inch pans, and I've just greased them really well with cooking spray. And a tip is to use an ice cream scoop to fill your pans. This way all your pans will be perfectly even. And then bake these up at 350 for 30 to 35 minutes. Make sure you save some extra batter though. You're going to need to bake off 2 cupcakes, and you'll see why in a little bit. Once your cakes come out of the oven, let them cool for about 10 minutes or so, and then run a knife around the edge. Then you're going to flip out your cakes onto a cooling rack. And if you're wondering why I'm using only 1 springform pan, it's because I honestly only have 2 regular 6-inch pans. But really, if you don't have any 6-inch pans, you can totally make 2 8-inch rounds, and that works out really well. Anyways, now I'm just going to level off the tops of my cakes. And of course, watch your fingers here. If you're not comfortable using a knife, there is no shame in asking someone else to help you. Once your cakes have cooled completely, we can go ahead and start to frost up our cake. So you can see I've just laid down my first layer of cake. And then I'm just going to frost up the inside with some light blue buttercream. Now I'm just using an offset spatula. You can also use a butter knife here though. And I'm just going to spread out the frosting a little bit. Then I'm going to pop on my next layer of cake. And again, another little spiral of buttercream. Now I'm going to take my offset spatula and just kind of smooth down the extra frosting. Then I'm going to go for a crumb coat, which is basically a really thin layer of frosting that locks in all those crumbs so they don't show up in your final layer of frosting. Granted, this layer is not very pretty, but it's also not supposed to be. It's just kind of the primer for your cake. Afterwards, go for 1 final spiral of buttercream, and then give that a spread over these sides. You only want to fill up the top quarter of your cake, this way we can make our really pretty ombre design. To start the ombre, I've just dyed my frosting a little bit darker, and then I'm going to go down the cake with darker and darker shades of blue. And by the way, I will have the recipe for this frosting in the description box below. Once your layers are all piped out, you're just going to go back in with your offset and very gently spread out your frosting. There's really no need to apply a whole lot of pressure here, you're just trying to smooth down the layers. Once you've finished with your ombre, we're just going to start piping out the decorations. These pink corally things are inspired by the ones in the movie, and you can see they're just kind of these squiggly shapes. So I just went in with some pink buttercream frosting and piped those out. Then I'm going to use some green frosting to pipe out this kelp. You can see I'm using some special icing tips here, and I'll have all the info about them in the description box below. Although the tips really come in handy, it's not 100% necessary to have them. Otherwise, just put your frosting in a plastic bag, then snip the corner and you're good to go. Now I'm going to go in with my orange frosting and pipe out these kind of squiggly doodly shapes. And then for our beach detail on top, I'm just going to pop on one of my cupcakes. And then just frost that up. As you can see, this can be a little bit tricky, so I actually recommend you frost it before you put it on top of your cake. Then I'm just going to sprinkle on some graham cracker crumbs and pop a second cupcake on top. And then finish it off with some more graham cracker sand. The finishing touch is just these chocolate seashells. And I made the marble ones just by mixing some dark chocolate and white chocolate and then popping that into a seashell candy mold. And that's it. Alright guys, our Great Scarrier Reef inspired cake is finished now, and this looks super cute. It's definitely a perfect cake for summertime too, since it's got that kind of oceany, beachy feel to it. But right now, I think Jessie and Hannah are on their way and they're almost here, so I'm going to go ahead and set up for the party now, and I'll show you guys some vlog footage right now. First off, Hannah showed me some really cool nail art. She brought these adorable little neon studs with her, and she put these really cute stars on my nails that look kind of like starfish. And you can see all of our really cute nails. You should definitely go check out Cute Polish's video for her nail tutorial. Her nails are amazing, guys, and she painted her right and left hand, which I think is really impressive. Next up, Jessie showed us her recipe for virgin pina coladas. And if you want to get the full recipe, go ahead and check out Jessie's video, and I'll link it in the description box below.
You can make a little design if you want to get creative.
As you can probably tell, I've never used our family's blender before.
Alright, ready? Cheers!
And these were so good, you guys. Definitely super refreshing and perfect for a hot day. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Really cool nail art.
Yeah, oh my.
I definitely want to go like buy some studs now to
totally
really. And then also pina coladas. That was delicious. You guys have to check out the recipe. Yeah. Anyways though, thank you guys so much for watching this video. And yeah, hope you guys all have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye guys. Thank you so much for watching. Click below to check out Cute Polish's video or Jessie's video, and I'll talk to you all very soon. See you next time.